We also looked at rational equations. Now, equations are when you have an equals, and so then you're solving for the x. So there was two different types we looked at. The first one was when we had two equations that equal to each other. And so when you have two equations that equal to each other, it's really simple. All you have to do is cross multiply. So if you remember, you cross multiply by, taking 3 and multiplying it by the numerator to get 9, and you distribute 9x minus 2 equal to, and then distribute the 6x plus 12. Now you're ready to solve it for x. Subtract the 6x over, you get 3x. Add the 2 over, you get, this should be 12. Wait, no, this should be 6. Add the 6 over, you get 18. Divide by 3, x is equal to 6. And then you would check and make sure it doesn't make the denominator 0. Well, in this case, it doesn't because there isn't an x on the denominator, so it's good. All right. Then we looked at ones like these. These were a little bit more complex, but the first step is the same as it was when you added or subtracted. You need to factor anything that you can. So there's nothing to factor on the numerator, or on the first fraction, nothing to factor on the second fraction, and then the third fraction, we can factor this denominator to be x. The factors of 10 that subtract to get me negative 3 are x minus 5 and x plus 2. Then I need to find the LCD. So remember, if it's in one, it's in all. So this one has an x minus 5 and an x plus 2. So that needs to be my LCD. So then I'm going to multiply each fraction by what's missing. So the first one has an x minus 5, but not an x plus 2. So I'm going to multiply this by x plus 2. The second one has an x plus 2, but not an x minus 5. So I'm going to multiply that one by x minus 5. The third one has both already, so there's nothing I need to multiply that one by. So when I multiply over here, I'm going to distribute, and I get x squared plus 2x over the x minus 5 and the x plus 2. Plus, and I'm going to multiply here, I'm going to distribute 3x minus 15 over the x minus 5 and the x plus 2. And then I have it set equal to the 7x over the x minus 5 and the x plus 2. Once these are all the same, because we are solving, we can get rid of our denominators. There's no need in them. So then we have our numerators, and that's when we're going to set them equal and solve. So I'm going to combine my like terms. So I'm going to combine my like terms here to get x squared plus 5x minus 15 is equal to 7x. Now, because I have an x squared, I know that I'm going to have to factor it to solve, so I'm going to subtract the 7x over. I get x squared, subtract the 7x over, you get negative 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. And then I'm ready to factor by reading it backwards. What are the factors of 15 that subtract to get me negative 2? So we're going to have x and x. The only factors are 5 and 3. I need a negative 2, so my negative 5 and a positive 3. Now I'm going to find the solution, so I'm going to set each one of them equal to 0. And I'm going to solve. So x is equal to negative 3, and x is equal to 5. And before I box my answers and make sure they're correct, I'm going to go back and make sure they don't make my denominator 0. If I plug in 5 into the denominator here, I would have 5 minus 5, which would get me 0, so then 5 would not work. If I plugged in negative 3, it works fine, and so then therefore only negative 3 is the solution.